Hey, it's Christine with 90, and I'm going to take you through our new quarterly meetings tool. So now when you log into the software, instead of level 10 meeting over here on the left nav, you're going to just see meetings. And on this page, you'll have a couple options. So level 10 meeting is going to be first, and then you're also going to have this quarterly tab. So on this tab, eventually you'll see your whole list of past quarterly meetings, still individual to the specific team, and then you'll also have a My Active quarterly sessions. And this is also going to be available on the level 10 page if you have a current level 10 meeting that's suspended and you want to go back and open up. So I'll take you through running a quarterly in the system. So first you can verify your team and the meeting type. And then once you jump in, you have that same agenda that you're used to seeing on the left. All those timeframes are still customizable within here. And you're going to get kind of prompted with some just helpful tips within the system. So we appreciate you guys using it, and please send us any feedback via our chat during the meeting, afterwards. Any things you'd like to see in here, we'd love to get that feedback. So objectives and check-in are pretty straightforward just as far as the text goes, and you can just be sure that you're capturing any ROC candidates on the long-term issues list. You can be creating things within here the whole time, and your issues will be defaulting to long-term. Then when you get to review prior quarter, again, we're just kind of prompting you with some helpful tips. So if you do have any incomplete ROCs, you can right click on those and make them issues. A couple other tips on this page are if you want to see your ROC completion rate, as soon as you're done going through these and marking things as done, you can hover over this and see that for your company ROCs and then all of your ROCs combined for this individual team. And then finally, once you are done going through this list, you'll want to archive all of your ROCs. And so when you go into archive here, if you click archive all, that'll take off all of your completed and incomplete items. So it cleans it up for the quarter. So perfect to do once you have gone in and turned all your ROCs into long-term issues. Once we get to the VTO page, we're seeing our brand new VTO that we just launched as well. And when you started the meeting, a copy of your VTO was actually saved within here. And then also, if you're on a smaller screen or anything, if it doesn't look quite like this for your view, you may try expanding or contracting just to make the columns look great for you, or you can go into your browser and reduce your screen size there via Zoom. But this will be like your typical VTO. A couple additional things that we've added on here are the ability to complete your goals for the year, or even on this vision page, being able to complete your 3-year, what does it look like? And then you also have the option to share your VTO with all of your teams. So that'll go through and share this content with all of your other teams within the account. And then again, you can archive a copy of your VTO. It was already done at the start of this meeting, but you can always go back and look at those past versions within here as well. On our EOS tools page, we have all of our toolbox within here, and you can go ahead and mark things as complete as your team has mastered these. This is saved for the team that's running the meeting. So quarter to quarter, you're going to be able to see what you've completed and what's left to go through on this list. When we get to ROCs, it's first going to pull up our long-term issues, because on here we've been collecting what some potential company ROC candidates are and individual ROC candidates are. So our main goal to start off here, and we have some text up here you can read through just to get an idea of what we're looking to do. But mainly we want to drag and drop, or you can use our right click and move to top and bottom of list to organize. And you want to put all those company ROC candidates at the top. If your team chooses to number, or maybe you want to rename anything in the title to have that company ROC candidate, individual ROC candidate, you can absolutely do that. And you can see as I open this up, this just goes into one column for me and makes it really easy to view a lot of issues at a time or drill down into one. Once you've turned all of your ROC candidates into ROCs by right-clicking and turning them into a ROC, you can choose whether it's a company ROC or not. Then you can actually go to your ROCs page and view those ROCs specifically. So view the ROCs you've created, you can open them up, you can start making them smart. And we've put this text down here just so it's really easy to copy and paste this into the description of your ROCs. And so you can go through and start answering those questions specifically. And if these do need to appear on other teams, you can go ahead and add them to those other teams as well that you need visibility on. Once you're done creating your ROCs, you can move on to IDS. And so on here, first thing, remember to go ahead and archive any items that you already turned into rocks. Then you can look at your remaining list, make sure you're going through that keep, kill, combine, and you're ready to keep going. And so for that keep, kill, combine, you can obviously delete anything that's duplicate. You can open things up and just copy and paste them over to other items, or just go ahead and check them off and archive all at one time. So up to you, whatever makes sense for your team to go through those. And then finally, when the meeting is done, you've probably been going through and creating to-dos, maybe even opening things up and creating some cascading messages within here. You can move on to next steps. And on our next steps page, we're going to be reminded, have you scheduled a state of the company? Think through any to-dos you want to create around that. You'll see your remaining to-dos, anything new you created during the meeting. And then on conclude, you'll get some prompts as far as what you should be thinking about. You'll be able to go through and rate the meeting. And throughout this meeting process, if you do have any notes or details that you want to jot down, if I move myself over here, you actually have this show notes button that you'll always be able to see. And this lets you open up a meeting notes section. And so let me move all the way over to the right-hand side here. You have the ability to come in here. You can take notes throughout the meeting. This is all saved with the meeting and sent out in that meeting recap email, just like the level 10. And we've also added an attachments option. So if you have any slide decks, maybe pictures of whiteboards that you went through during the session, especially things that relate to the EOS tools that might not be directly in the software, but you want to save with this specific meeting, feel free to go in and attach them there. No restrictions on file type. And you also have the option to edit this section or add those attachments once the meeting is saved as well. So we can go ahead and maybe you want to enter a rating or two. We can save and exit. And once we do that, a meeting recap email is going to go out to the full team. It'll include those same details that are really a part of a level 10, but we have added rocks created to that list as well so that you can see any of those new rocks that were set up during this specific meeting. So here, like I said, if you need to go in and add attachments or add any additional meeting notes to this saved meeting, you can go in and click edit, and that lets you come in and make any changes to the ratings, adding attachments or adding those notes after the fact as well. So we really hope you enjoy this. It's in beta right now, so we would love to hear your feedback. Please send us a message in our chat, and we would love to hear from you. Thanks.